Hello everyone and welcome to OGSpot. In this episode we're gonna have a look over a pretty decked out Aura Barbarian build, which is also extremely expensive, so let's get into it. We are level 93 with base value of 75 strength and 152 dexterity. Absolutely everything else goes into vitality to maximize the life pool of the character. We've got absolutely nothing into energy, and our resistance pool is quite good as well, with 75 to O, with 90 to lightning resist as well, defense being over 15k with attack rating around the 10k mark on our two types of attacks. We've got the main attack being Whirlwind and our secondary attack being Berserk, which is good for single targets of course. So let's quickly discuss the advanced stats page. Here we've got dual life and mana leech, we've got 63% getting magic items. This character build is also pretty much PvM, not a PvP build, so take a note of that. Apart from this, we've got 60% increased attack speed, 30% faster run walk, 20% faster hit recovery, 35% chance of open wounds, 45% of crushing blow, 49% deadly strike, cannot be frozen, cold absorb 20%, and lightning absorb 20%. So that's about it pretty much. The build itself is pretty straightforward, with the skill tree starting up with the War Crisis page. Here we've got maxed out battle orders. We've also got maxed out Whirlwind in the combat skills page. In the combat masteries we've got maxed out Axe Mastery, which is absolutely important and necessary. This skill basically provides us with attack rating 312%, damage 198% and 32% chance of critical strike, which works exactly the same as the deadly strike and basically does double damage on a successful attack. So apart from that, we got the one-hit wonders, increased stamina, increased speed, and natural resistances, with also maxed out iron skin to maximize our defenses. As you can see, defense increased by 400% is absolutely insane. Now, with the rest of the skill points being distributed at Shout to maximize our defenses even further, so that's about the skill tree pretty much. As you can see, our life pool seems pretty okay with 4.7k life, and now let's quickly discuss our mercenary, which also has almost the same life pool, nearly 5k. His damage goes up to 8.3k whenever his auras and buffs are all kicked in, defense slightly over 11k, nearly 12, with all resistances looking pretty good. As you can see, he's also benefiting us with his Might Aura. In terms of survivability, Mercenary's got this Redemption Aura coming from the Phoenix Reward, which is made in Ethereal Cryptic Axe. And he also has got the Brambo for level 21 Tones Aura and Drain for the level 15 Holy Shock Aura. So in terms of damage output, the Mercenary hits like a truck. He's pretty survivable with the Redemption Aura and his good all resistances and high defense. So that's about that. Now let's move forward the most interesting part of the whole build, and that's gonna be the inventory and gear. Starting up with the gloves, here we've got maxed Steel Rend Ogre Gauntlets. As you can see, these ones are absolutely insane, requiring pretty hefty amount of strength, 185 and also level 70, but they benefit us with 60% enhanced damage as well as 10% chance of crushing blow and 210 additional defense with 22 strength, and as you can see 273 defense on gloves is almost unheard of, so 22 strength is a pretty solid chunk. Let's move over the belt now, and that's the Plunder's Gold Vigor, also being upgraded. This one is also a max example of 200% enhanced defense, so this belt is notorious for the added 10% maximum lightning resist with the 22 lightning absorb, and also pretty good booster in terms of stats, provides us with 22 strength and 22 vitality. The boots of choice are of course Gore Riders. These are also maxed out and upgraded to Myrmidon Grapes, and these are best in slot for most of the melee builds within the game, providing us with 30% faster run walk and also a lot of attacking benefits in terms of 15% chance of crushing blow, 15% deadly strike and 10% open wounds. So that's about that. Now let's discuss the jewelry, starting up with the amulet. So the amulet of choice of course is going to be High Ward for providing us with 34% deadly strike based on character level. This is absolutely insane option, which also provides us with 1 to all skills and 20% increased attack speed. Nevertheless, lightning resist 35, so pretty solid amulet of course. Now the rings of choice are gonna be Max Raven Frost Ring. This one is also almost necessity for the majority of the melee builds within the game for the cannot be frozen mode. Also gives us cold absorb of 20%, which is pretty solid, and added bonus to attack rating and dexterity is actually pretty high. As you can see, if I remove my ring, my attack rating drops quite significantly, so that's also another one of the reasons why I'm wearing this ring as a main ring. The other ring which I'm wearing is actually a pretty good one. This is a rare dual leech ring with significant amounts of attack rating as well as all resistance and slightly gold extra bonus from monsters as addition to it. So that's about the rings. Now let's discuss the armor. So this character is being able to deliver every single type of damage within the game by utilizing all of the aura mechanics. Starting up with the armor, we've got the Dragon Rune Ward, which is quite a high-end rune ward, requiring Sur and Law runes. In terms of that, this one provides us with level 14 Holy Fire aura when equipped, which is a significant boost in terms of elemental fire damage being added to our attacks, and also have the pulse damage, which burns the enemies which are within the area of the aura itself. This one also got 12% chance to cast level 15 high ground striking, which we don't really benefit much from, as we're using Whirlwind as a main attack, which does not proc skills like that. But we've got the 20% chance to cast level 18 Venom when struck, which is the last addition to the elemental portion of damage for our character. This is how we also been able to deal poison damage at that point. So we've also got 5 to all attributes and 34 to strength. As you can see, these 3 items so far, they give us quite a significant amount to strength already. So now let's move over to the helmet, and this one is one of the ones which I've made in the previous videos. It's absolutely insane. This is the Green Rune Ward, requiring Jack Rune, and it's also being created in a Barbarian specific class type helmet, Guardian Crown, which comes with 3 to natural resistances, 3 to battle orders, and 3 to iron skin. As I've already said, absolutely insane rune ward. This is also quite expensive one, and is benefiting us with the level 15 Holy Shock aura when equipped, quite similar to the Holy Fire aura. This provides us with significant amounts of elemental lightning damage added to our attack, as well as the pulse damage, which burns the enemies within the area. So this one also gives us increased maximum life of 5%, our resistance is 16, 10 to vitality, and 23 better chance of catching magic items, as well the Confusion Curse. So that's about the equipment. Now let's quickly discuss the weapons, with the secondary weapon being Doom Rune Ward. This one is also quite high rune ward, requiring Law and Charm runes, and is benefiting us with the level 12 Holy Freeze aura when equipped. So this is the last elemental aura, which is supplementing our arsenal of damage, and this is how we're able to do cold damage as well. This level 12 Holy Freeze aura is adding significant amount of cold elemental damage to our attacks, as well as the pulse damage from the aura itself. The Rune Ward also provides us with 2 to all skills, 45% increased attack speed, 385% enhanced damage, which is pretty solid amount, minus 60% to enemy cold resistance, which is supplementing the Holy Freeze aura itself, and we've got also 20% deadly strike and 25% chance of open wounds, as well as prevent monster heal. The freezes target effect plus 3 is also quite helpful. This also makes the corpses of the monsters to get shattered, so take a note of that if you gonna play in party with necromancers, for example, or assassins which are relying on their traps. So the main weapon of choice is gonna be another Berserker Axe, of course, and the Rune Ward is Beast. This one is providing us with level 9 Fanaticism aura when equipped, and this is the last piece of aura equipment which this character uses. So that way we've got every single type of damage within the game. We deal elemental lightning, fire, cold and poison damage, as well as magical damage coming from our Berserk. We've got boosted physical damage in terms of Might aura coming from the Mercenary and Fanaticism aura coming from the Beast Rune Ward itself. So this one comes with also 40% increased attack speed and 285% enhanced damage, 20% chance of crushing blow, as well as 25% chance of open wounds, also prevents monster heal. And this one also provides us with the perk to turn our character into bear, which is pretty cool as well. It's also significantly increasing the life pool of the character, so something cool on the side. This Rune Ward also provides us with 40 to strength and 10 to energy. Also 2 to mana after each kill, which is not that useful option, but we have it nevertheless. Also take a note, these 2 weapons being Berserker Axes means that they are pretty low on durability, as you can see. This one has maximum durability 26 and this one has maximum durability of 29. And these types of weapons are breaking quite often, so the only drawback for them is that you have to spend pretty decent amounts of gold every now and then to repair them. unless you're using the item repair trick, which I've shown previously on the channel. So that's about the gear pretty much. Now let's quickly show you the charms which I'm using. I've got this beautiful example of Annihila's charm being maxed raw. Unfortunately, I haven't got my hands on a same maxed out Barbarian torch, so that's why I'm wearing this very low rolled one, but nevertheless the rest of my inventory is absolutely godly as well. So I've got those same skin, 9 small charms with 22 life and all resistances 5, which are granting my survivability of the character. I've also got Geet's Fortune Max example of the charm, and the rest of my charms are pretty solid, 1 to Masteries and 42 life skillers, also the same skin. So that's about the inventory as well. Now let me tell you, this build is absolutely godly and it melts through absolutely everything. You can do the whole game content without a problem. There's not a single monster which can possess a threat to this build, and now let me show you what I mean by that, and so you can take an idea how the build performs in action. We're on Hell difficulty at Act 4, so we're gonna do a Chaos run. I'm going into the Chaos Sanctuary, where is the place of Diablo, so we're gonna do an example run on Hell difficulty. And here, with just a single whirlwind spin, we are able to clear pretty much every single enemy, unless he's some kind of a stronger type like Unique or Champion. If that's not the case, as you can see, with just a few whirlwind attacks, we're absolutely melting through everything. And we also have dual leech in terms of life and mana, so our survivability is definitely high up there. The same can be said for the Mercenary, simply because he's got pretty solid stats as well as the Redemption Aura coming from the Phoenix Reward. So the Mercenary has no problem surviving at all. He's also hitting like an absolute truck whenever his auras are all applied. So let's go ahead and continue with the Chaos Sanctuary run. With this type of build, you can do pretty much everything, as I've already said. You can do Ubers, you can do Act bosses, you can do every single Act monster or boss. Absolutely all the areas within the game are doable with this build. There is not a single monster which you cannot slay because of immunities or things like that. You get through absolutely everything. Basically, we deal absolutely all sorts of damage possible within the game, and that's why here we've got immune to physical monster, but I've slain him with a single berserk attack. So that's about that. Now let's carry on through the rest of the Chaos Sanctuary run, and essentially we're gonna kill Diablo at the end. So, slight drawback of this build is that we're not wearing the Ariad's face helmet, which is a superior boost for the attack rating for the melee barbarian builds, and that's why we have to compensate by investing slightly higher amounts of dexterity just to boost that attack rating until we reach the 10k point, which is basically my go-to zone for PvM builds. And of course, if you decide to go over that, is significantly benefit your character in terms of clearing speed of bosses, for example, but not exactly the regular monsters themselves. Also, if you're targeting to do PvP, for example, I'd recommend to target somewhere between 25 and up to 40k attack rating if you're gonna be having successful duels, that is, of course. If not, with about 10k attack rating, this build does not perform very well in the Bloodmore area. Problem is being that a lot of the characters are super tanky, and they also have very high amounts of defense and chances to block, so you really need pretty high amounts of attack rating to be able to penetrate their defenses. So that's about the PvP side of the things, and apart from that, as you can see, Infector of Souls being immune to physical, this was absolutely not a problem at all, and we've pretty much cleared all the enemies within the Chaos Sanctuary, and now it's turn to kill Diablo. So here you can see our mercenary damage as well is quite high, as well as his resistances, and now we're gonna finish the video with one Diablo kill, so you got an idea how quickly this build performs with killing bosses, for example. So that's it pretty much, Diablo is dead, and this is gonna bring us to the end of this video. Guys, I hope you liked it, very godly and super cool build. You're definitely gonna get all the style points with it, with all these stacked auras and also the battle orders and shout effects. As you can see, we're just walking over a cloud of aura effects, and it's actually quite cool. So I hope you liked this video, I hope you learned something, and if you happen to like this type of content, maybe consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. Stay tuned for the next one, and I'll see you later. Bye!